Oh, hey, there you go. What up, man?
I was doing that for a long time.
Were you actually? It didn't make the noise that you joined, bro. I'm
I was just
cooked. I'm cooked. What the hell? It did not make the
watching you
noise.
change tabs the entire time.
Everybody, welcome to today's episode of Halftime with K Bizzy. This one's really damn cool. I got to meet up with this gentleman back at the Austin Major, and let me tell you, really cool chain of events. I'm not going to get into it right now because we cover it in the beginning of the episode, but we have Jake Lucky joining us today. And I know you guys know who Jake Lucky is. He covers all types of stuff in the esports scene, Counter Strike. I mean, he covers so much stuff in the scene. I mean, you guys have seen his tweets, man. He's been around for a minute. We talk about a lot of great stuff today. Actually, some surprising stuff about the worrying of day to day if this is going to pan out, if he can continue doing this like financially and stuff like that, which I didn't really expect to hear that. Actually, we have a lot of good talks, man. Just a lot of good just fun guy, man. Shout out to Jake Lucky, man. This was a good episode. And everybody go wish him in the comments a congratulations, because he just got engaged last week. So really cool stuff there. Go send him a congrats. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. But without further ado, we're going to get right into things. If you're new here, Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern, every single week, we're doing episodes of this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, here on YouTube. I mean, we're doing as much as we can. I'm a one-man team, all right? Cut me a bit of a break. If we miss a week here and there, which doesn't happen often, team kill me in game or something about it. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm trying. But we got Jake Lucky here. We're getting right into things. We'll catch you guys on the outro. Sit back, relax, enjoy, and we'll catch you out on the outro. How you been,
uh,
Brand? How you been?
good, dude. It's been so freaking long already.
Yeah, I know, dude. I feel like the major was just a couple months ago, and then you blink and
I
it's like,
hate how time flies, man. It sucks.
I swear, it's every time it gets close to Christmas, you just think about like something you did a couple months ago. You're like, it's almost 2026. What the fuck?
Dude, it's always the holiday season where I'm going to see fam. I'm like, oh my God, it's another year already done.
It's brutal, man.
It's the
But
worst.
I'm glad we were able to get this done. I know you're a super busy guy and everything, so this is really sick, man.
Yeah, my bad for ghosting, by the way. I
No, you're
sometimes I
good.
just I just avoid DMs, but hey, I'm glad we freaking did it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Like, I remember I saw your post that you were gonna be at the major and everything. I was like, oh shit, dude, like I gotta link up with Jake. And when I did the summit interview, like I've always seen you on Twitter. I mean, your tweets usually do like really fucking good, obviously, so they're just spread all over the place. But I remember opening Twitter one day after I did the summit interview, and I'm like, nah, Jake posted my shit. What? I was like, what? So ever since then, like I've been like super appreciative of that, because that was a big moment for me doing the summit thing. So to meet with you at the major and have you cover my stuff, like you just randomly did that meant a lot. And now here we are, like everything's kind of lined up in a really cool way.
Heck yeah, bro. I love that kind of stuff. Obviously, I see a lot of stuff. Like, I try and watch a ton of content, and Summit's one of my favorites too. So the fact that I stumbled across that and here we are, I love like full circle moments.
Oh,
And you've been touching like every corner of CS, so I think it makes sense too.
I've been trying, man. It's like I think of like the stuff that I do personally to, all of the different content I do, but then I look at like you, and like you be covering way more than just Counter-Strike, dude. Like I don't know how you keep up with everything. It's crazy.
Watch a lot of video games, man. But hey, I mean, I love CS, so I love the stuff you've been doing too. So it's crazy how you can be so niche within a niche, and then find out like there's people like you who do all this inside CS, but there's people who do this for every game out there. It's
Dude.
I don't know how.
Yeah, it's truly crazy, but I can't thank you
Wide
enough.
open. Yeah, heck yeah, dude.
So I kind of like to start things off similar every single episode. How did you get into CS? Like what was it that attracted you to the game and kept you interested for so many years?
So I used to stream a game called RuneScape. It's one of the best games all time besides Counter Strike. And I was streaming that, and I played that all throughout like grade school, middle school, and I started streaming in high school and making videos. And I met a buddy through there. His name was Derek. I don't know how I remember. I rarely remember names, but for some reason, when it comes to video games and RuneScape, I remember a lot of my homies that I met early on. had a friend named Derek, and he was like, "Yo, dude, if you love like the RuneScape economy, you are gonna love this game called Counter Strike." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" I wasn't really that big into shooters. I was more of like a RuneScape, Age of Empires kind of guy. Like you kind of, if you know RuneScape, you kind of got to devote your whole life to it. And he's like, "Dude, you can earn skins by playing the game." That was my first. Little did I know he was pretty much lying to me. That's not how you
You
make. That's
can't
not how you earn
earn
skins.
them, you buy them.
Yeah. But he's like, dude, it has its own economy. Like you can earn these cases by just playing games. And I was like, oh, cool. And that was my very first introduction. And it was like the worst description of Counter-Strike ever. But at the very least, it got my foot in the door. And I think it was probably my freshman year of college where I started playing CS, like actual matchmaking. And a lot of my homies on the dorm room floor were also playing CS, or they heard me yelling while playing CS. So that was my first intro. And then shortly after that, I found out like, oh, this has an esports side, which then I just fell head over heels for.
Oh yeah. Oh man. What year was it, by the way? Just
Oh, you want to age me this
no,
early
no,
on?
no. I mean, what
Oh,
age
this
were
is
you
back
getting
in
into Counter Strike?
'96.
Okay.
I got into Counter Strike probably not until I was like 19 or 18, 19, 20. So this is back in like, God, oh, dude, you're really aging. Probably what, 20? I want to say like 2017, 2018,
Yeah, that's
probably
not bad. That's not
around.
bad.
It was good years. It was good years when I hopped in, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's just developed a lot big time too. Like, I mean, even this year, like, I don't know. Again, another thing when it gets to like December, it's just like, okay, let's look back on Counter Strike this year. Phase. I mean, what the fuck's been happening? Mongols minus Senzu, like, bro, and all the vitality
Dude,
wins. Like, oh my god.
we might sidetrack a little bit because I also, just like you, I love CS. And it's like, I just kind of got back. I took a bit of a gap a few years back of CS because it just became so much to watch it all. But
Yeah.
then the last 2 years, I got back into it. And it feels like ever since I've been back, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I leave? And this year has been one of the best years I've ever seen. Like
Oh
all
my
the ups
god.
and downs.
Big
I mean, the
time.
way it started with Vitality. Sorry, we're both probably going to go off. Like Brazil is back. Asia somehow is here. Vitality a little stagnant. Mao's back in the corner as always. Like I love where Counter Strike is right now. So like you said, when it comes to year close, you're like, dude, how many teams won trophies this year?
Yeah,
And now we're here for a great major.
for sure. And like, I'm sorry, man. Maybe I'm being a bit of a hater, bro. I just hate watching the same people win over and over, bro. I'm sick of the Vitality era, bro. Amazing, goated era and everything, but like, dude, for the viewer, like, it's just so boring to watch, man. Let's see
But do you really
Mouse.
want to see Mao's win the major?
I would rather see Mouse win over Vitality 10 out
Really?
of 10 times right now. But
Uh,
Furia has been popping off too. So to see Furia take the dub for this major would be absolutely massive. That'd be cool.
Yeah. The reason why I love CS so much is like every few months you just have different storylines to kind of cling on to, and all of a sudden Furia's now here doing their thing. We got
Yeah.
what Fallen's like my age. He's way older than me even, and then you have Molodoy who's now like matching Munacy, and I'm like, this was not a thing 6 months ago.
No,
This is the beauty of the esport.
it's so crazy, man. And, you know, outside of CS esports, you cover a lot of things in the gaming world across numerous titles. How did you get started? Like, what was it that inspired you to go, oh, I want to like cover all of this, you know, all these different news, you know, pieces that I could be covering? Like, what started that?
Yeah. I mean, I've been a gamer for a long time. Like I said, I started with Age of Empires. Like my first computer was just playing Age of Empires and playing video games on that. And then I transitioned into RuneScape, which is now old school RuneScape. And ever since I got into a game like that, where I found like you could make content on it and kind of make your own like little niche community. So I started making videos on RuneScape and streaming that game. And I feel like ever since that point, I was like, oh, if I really want to dive fully into a game, I feel like I want to make or do something around the game or dive a bit deeper, like into the community of it. So any game I've attached to over time, I feel like I've tried to do something inside the community. But yeah, it was back in high school where I was debating whether to get a summer job or to stream and make YouTube videos. And all of a sudden, like I had like a generous donor and he gave me like probably a couple $100 at the time. And I was like, dang, that's like a few days of working on the farm. I mean, would I rather go do 30 hours of manual labor for Mrs. So-and-so, who I don't know if I really like her because she's paying me $10 an hour and she's making me haul rock and pick up horse poop, or I could just go sit and play my favorite game for the same amount of money. So that was like my first introduction. I don't even remember the original question, but that was like my first jump into like gaming itself.
Okay. And then like the whole like covering certain media, like, like big things that happen, maybe this crazy update happened with Age of Empire, or I'm just making shit up, but like, what was it that kind of made you be like, okay, I got to take the reins here and let people know about what's happening?
Yeah, it definitely started in high school. Making those videos, I was like, oh, I can actually make some side income. It was never a lot of money, but then I was able to work I didn't leave the farm. I stayed doing both. Cause I was like, I got to touch some grass while also doing this. And so it was like a nice little like side job and side hustle. And that kind of transitioned into college where I was like, oh, now I have to start looking for like real jobs, or what else can I do in this whole internet thing? Because, back when I was in college, like it was still taking off, but esports weren't what they are now.
No.
They were about to reach their peak. And so it was during my latter college years where I kind of transitioned out of RuneScape and I found that game CS, and all my homies were playing at the time. And it was actually when one day I was dog sitting for my buddy. So I was home alone with his like four dogs, had nothing to do, and I was watching CS, and I was like, I wonder if anyone like covers these moments. I wonder if anyone like posts these clips or like does like commentary on it. Of course, people already did. I wasn't very aware of the scene at the time. So I went to his laundry room and I made my first ever CS news video out of his laundry room. And it got like 400. I swear to God, it got like 460 views, which was at the time, I was like, that's that's pretty good relative to my RuneScape content.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, like, what if I just keep doing this? And so I dog sitted for the weekend out of his laundry room, made a couple of videos, and all of a sudden, before I know it, I had like 100 subscribers. And then I
Damn.
started to really fall in love with the game, and I was like, oh, like certain videos do better than others. And there's so much content in the CS space. You can cover anything from the commentators themselves to the players to the orgs to the moments. So that was kind of my first introduction of like, oh wait, there's like a whole news sphere here. And then I spent 2 years in college just covering as much CS news as possible and kind of learning how that goes.
That's sick, man. And like you said too, that's my favorite part about the community is like if you're interested in the pro scene, there's so much to talk about. If you're just interested in the game, you could talk skins, you could talk content creators, the market, and we all saw the market manipulation that's been happening a couple months ago is just getting fucking wild. Like there's
Yeah.
always stuff to talk about. There's no ending, there's no period to the end of the sentence. Counter-Strike,
Yeah, like I wanted to be Sparkles, man. I wanted to be Jesus. I would love to have me. I would love to have an inventory like that. But
Yeah.
I think we were talking about niches. I think my niche kind of fell toward esports. Like I really just fell in love with like covering players, covering orgs, and so my niche became esports. Man, if I could go back though, I might have stuck it out into the whole skins realm.
Oh yeah.
Obviously those guys are doing really well, but I'm very happy with the whole esports side. But yeah, like you said, like you can choose so many avenues in Counter Strike alone. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and like I've been playing for 11 years, and I know there's numerous people that I play with all the time that have been playing way before I even knew what Counter-Strike was. And it's like
Yeah.
it just never gets boring, bro. It you never hit the ceiling, like the skill ceiling. You never hit it cuz it keeps climbing. And it's
Yeah.
the perfect game. It's the perfect
I
one.
hope it's around forever, man. It's truly one of those ones. I mean, I will say at times I'm like, hey, there's too much going on. I don't need a tournament every 2 weeks, but it is nice that you can take a week off and you can miss like a Chengdu or a Fissure one or whatever and come back the next week and have a brand new tournament. So at times it's definitely a bit much, but it's always something you can come back to and have something different to look at.
For sure. So let's talk about tournaments a little bit more. Obviously, we were talking about the Austin Major and everything. I know you were pretty hands on with getting to interview some talent and everything like that. Like, what was your whole experience like with the major? I just love hearing other people's stories because Austin was
Dude,
truly just like a kiss to the
oh,
community.
if people have not been to a major, I cannot express enough. You need to go to a CS major. Like there are so many times during a CS major, I just get chills. Like you're
Dude,
just in the arena, everyone roars, and there was at least 3 times during the NA major because I mean, I was at Paris. That was my last CS major before this NA one. Same thing. Like every day, you're gonna have a chills moment at a CS major. I cannot pitch it enough. I know it's not cheap. It's not easy to get to. I've only been to two, and that's with some financial help. So it was incredible, dude. I don't think it ended the way I wanted it to, I would have loved to see FaZe make a bit of a deeper run, but I think it set some good roots for like this next upcoming major. While also, I mean, I don't know, it kind of decimated NA too. NA didn't make it out of what, stage one. So
Yeah.
it was like we knew that going to North America, we were going to have a struggle to have even a playoff team. So I set my expectations very low. But no matter what, you can find a team. For me, it's like find a player to attach to, and it's always a good time. And like, dude, CS crowds are maniacs, and they're the best.
Oh yeah. Like one standout moment for me was when 910 hit that ace in the finals at on Mirage by Ticket Booth. Dude, the fucking
That
arena, like
place,
I just get chills just thinking about it, dude.
dude. Same,
Oh,
same.
it's crazy,
Um,
dude.
I loved when I think it was Elige had a nice moment too. Before they, I think it was before they lost though, but it was you felt it. They had a chance, and Elige hit a. I don't know what the clutch. I can't remember what the clutch was, but that place erupted because he was the one guy we had.
Dude, and like there when we would get back to our area to go sit down, you know, they have to check like that invisible stamp thing. The girl
Yeah.
that was checking our stamps, she was like we were just like I forget what we were even talking about, but we're like do you get like is it too loud for you up here? And she's like, honestly, the football stadium like across the street, I do security work there all the time. She's like, by far you guys are 10 times louder than them. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
it's crazy.
crazy. Crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
I was trying to freaking find that clip, dude. Oh, the place went nuts. But yeah, CS majors are bar none the best esports event I've ever been to.
Yeah, and like I'm not a huge socializer like when it comes to, you know, like put myself out there. Like if I were to go to a party or something, a house party, like I'm kind of just like over there, you know. I'm not really like
Oh, I'm that
going
guy in the
around.
corner. Give me a
Ah,
few beers so I can
yeah,
socialize, you know?
yeah. Like
Let me
that's
find my group.
yeah, exactly. Like I don't know, I've always been that like introverted kind of way, but at a CS event, like no joke, it is so easy to just go, "Hey you, what team are you rooting for?" And that's it, and you just start going off. You just start talking about whatever. It's so easy, it's so fun.
Yeah, just wear your jersey and you're good to go.
That's it.
I'm also still that way though, because you'll around like the mezzanine, the outer area, you'll see like pro players who are either out or like not playing that day. Like there's so many times I'll see a player and they're walking and like maybe no one's even noticing them, or maybe they are just like departing the crowd. And I want to say something. I'm like, yo, but I never do. I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah. Cuz it's like the thing is too, especially at a major, it's like, oh, how many times has that guy gotten approached? How many weird people has this guy
Yeah,
dealt with? You know, am I gonna come across as weird if I go say hi to him?
yeah,
Like, you
you don't
know?
want to be that. Am I bothering him? Probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
dude, so many times.
yeah, for sure. So, like with being a reporter and a public personality, especially when it comes to like controversial topics or whatever, like, you know, obviously like your posts get put out there and like you're like a big figure in the scene, right? So, a lot of people know about you and there's a lot of eyes on you and stuff like that. Um and you know, it's kind of hard to avoid negativity once you're put on such a, you know, so many people know about what you do and like all the posts that you make. I just want to know what it's kind of like dealing with like drama or like negative stuff that gets attached to you and your name.
Yeah, and I think if people know, I've been involved in plenty. It's just, I think I've also over the last couple of years has definitely taken a step back from like I've definitely found my own lane, my own niche. It still bothers, I'm sure, some people, but I've found like I usually now cover just what I enjoy talking about, and what I enjoy seeing. But there were definitely a few years in there where I was like, I understand why some people would find me freaking annoying. Like I sat back one day, I was like, oh dang, I understand that actually. I would probably want to beat myself up too. But yeah, it definitely is tough because I think even now it's way different than it was back then. Back then it kind of just think things just kind of happened, and by the next day you moved on to it, moved on from it. Um, but I think now it's even harder because you never know how someone is going to take your post or your word, even something as simple as wording. Like a lot of the stuff I cover nowadays is not really too dramatic. It's not really too serious or like involving cancellations whatsoever. It's not really hot topics, but you can just word something the wrong way nowadays and someone just goes off on you and starts hating on you and says, go get a job, or like, what are you doing on the internet? Like, and I'm like, dude, I'm just posting clips most of the time of stuff I enjoy talking about. So I definitely went through a period of time where dealing with the hate was very tough. It definitely very tough mentally. had some dark moments in there, but I'm sure tons of people have those dark moments because it's a very cruel online world. But you live and you learn and you grow from it. I'm almost 10 years older than I was when I first started, so I like to think that I've gotten not only better with dealing with it, but also better at kind of avoiding it and only covering the things that I do enjoy.
Yeah, and it's the whole it's kind of like a part of the game, right? Like if
It
you're
really
putting
is.
yourself on a platform, and I'm talking if you're a rap artist, if you're a I don't know, an actor, if you're anybody that a lot of people look at or idolize or anything, it's just gonna happen. Like it's not just with what you do or maybe what I'm doing with doing a podcast right now. It's with anything. It could be an esports player. I mean, you can't please everybody, and everybody always feels like they have something negative, like they have to say something about everything, and that to me that I've never really understood, and I'm sure it's pretty hard to deal with it, especially on like your scale, with how many interactions you get all the time daily. I can imagine that's pretty hard to deal with, seeing a bunch of negativity.
I mean, you can post anything and offend anyone. I think after some time, you kind of learn like what to stop looking at and what to try and avoid, just for the sake of my own like mental health. Back when I was with a company, eSports Talk, we covered a lot of gaming and streaming news. That was the peak of it. Like that was where it was really beginning to be tough because as I was growing with that channel, everyone's hand in hand with you, and most people are like, "Yo, this is crazy! Like this guy is doing 3 videos a day. Like he clearly enjoys what he's doing, and everyone's with you." All of a sudden, when I feel like gaming news and streaming news, especially now more than ever, it is political, or there's like polarizing topics that you almost feel like you have to give your 2 cents on. And so you're kind of walking yourself into like a really bad situation. Like you're eventually going to split your audience no matter what you do. So like what I used to do with esports talk eventually was going to come to an end because there was going to be topics where it's like you're going to piss a lot of people off no matter what side you take. So it I don't know if there was ever a way to avoid it, but I think I've gotten better over the last couple of years, and I think that's what, again, going back to the niches. That's why I kind of try and stick to CS sometimes. Like
Yeah.
just cover some gameplay, and you can't really piss too many people off.
Yeah, like what are you gonna say? Like, oh, that he shouldn't have peaked that, and then some guys like, what the fuck are you talking about? He definitely should have peaked that, and then you just move on, and you're just like, okay,
Yeah,
like
I'm
what?
like, all right, see you tomorrow, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
I see you on my post tomorrow when you're commenting again, idiot.
Yeah, yeah.
And the last thing I want to say about this is like, have with your interactions with people in the industry or just people that are maybe fans or people that maybe not be fans, like, have you learned anything about people and like how they interact and how people tend to be in this type of environment?
Uh, I think over time you just learn, kind of like what I said before. You just learn there's some people you're never going to agree with, and there's some people that are always just going to not like anything you do, and you really can't latch onto that too much. You really just got to put that in the past. I've learned that the hard way. I've tried for a long, long time to kind of um, I wouldn't say get people to like me, but there are certain people that definitely don't like me that I was kind of like, maybe I can turn them one day if I say this thing, maybe they'll stop hating me, and they don't. And so you kind of just gotta learn to do your own thing. And it is tough though. It's really tough mentally because
Yeah.
these are people that I have looked up to. I watch their content. All of a sudden, I see a clip where they're like, "I hate this guy," and I'm like, "Oh shoot, why?" Like because again, when I post something, people see it differently than sometimes I will, right? I see it as an innocent clip just covering some funny news or whatever, and they go, "Oh, he's drama farming my name." So I get it, but yeah, it's definitely been a long learning experience. Also, I live on Twitter. It has become one of the craziest platforms out
Oh,
there. So I think there are safer platforms to be on than Twitter. But yeah, it's been a giant learning lesson, and I enjoy where I'm at now.
that's good to hear, man. I love it. And on the brighter side of things too, like like a job like what you've got, like I'm sure it's obviously very busy. There's no job where you could just kick your feet up and shit, let's chill all day and just rake in money. You're always gonna have to do some type of work. But the work that you do, like from the outsider looking in, it just looks like fun, dude. Like you could just get to cover so much shit and just spread a bunch of news and good clips and shit like that. Like what's your favorite part of your job? Because I feel like it'd be
I
hard
mean,
to pick one.
yeah, I can't sit here and say I'm unlucky. I'm very fortunate where I am. It's freaking fun a lot of the times. Like most recent, I'll give a recent example. Like right now I'm just covering the giant war going on in Arc Raiders. So I got to get on every morning. I watch 10 different Arc Raiders streamers, and I'm just watching them all go back and forth with each other, have some beef and trash talk. And I just get to sit back and enjoy some Arc Raiders. So it is really fun. But people also think like the money's just flowing. Like you said, though, if you're not doing something day to day, it has been like this since I got in 8, 9 years ago. Every single day, I am nervous about not being able to do this the next day. There's not a large stack of money in front of me. There's not a large stack of money that's come in. It's been a day-to-day grind for the last 9 years. I am in no means a rich man, but I am very fortunate to do what I do, right? I'm not going to sit here and be like, clipping's hard. I'm just very fortunate to be in the situation I am, and maybe one day that'll pay off. And being in gaming, being in like esports and streaming space is all about like having to pivot every now and again. You know, whether it be a game that you cover, the content you create covering said game, what you do in it is a constant pivot to stay alive in this space. And we've seen that with all the layoffs. And I've been this is like I'm now working for myself. I'm self-employed. This is like my third job in esports. So and I have buddies who have been laid off like almost every year in the space. So it's a very cutthroat space. There's not a ton of money in the media side. I think that speaks for itself, but I'm still very fortunate to be here, right?
Yeah.
I love what I do. I get to say that. And so, yeah.
And the best part about it all too is like sometimes it's more than just the money. Obviously, bills need to be paid and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's like you're getting the experience. You're getting all this stuff you can put on a resume. Who knows? For argument's sake, one day maybe a new game will come out and there's going to be a new esports scene emerging that blows up, and everyone's like, "Whoa, let's go over there and play that game and go to those events and all this stuff." And they need a reporter or something. Oh, well, Jake Lucky, he's been in this space for a while. He's got a pretty big name for himself. He's been doing this for, it's stuff like what you're doing that's like, it's not just about making millions of dollars or something. It's about like keeping relevant and keeping the experience and, putting yourself out there. That's the number one over anything else, in my opinion.
We're keeping the lights on. That's the goal, man.
Well, that too.
I'm self-employed with two of my other buddies. So it's three of us and we got a couple others, but it's like I said, cutthroat. Like it is every day stressing about the financials. How can we stay in this? What can we do next? But yeah, like you said, you got to spread yourself. So if the right person sees you, you never know what's around the corner. Like I've had some dormant periods where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing anything, not making anything. What's next? And then all of a sudden you have these new games come out. And for instance, like been covering a lot of Arc Raiders, but also had the chance to go and cover Battlefield's new launch. And that'll keep the lights on for a little bit. And we're lucky that they, had eyes on the space and they were like, hey, we want some coverage on media, and very, very fortunate. So yeah, it's all about having the right people see you at the right time. And you're going to have some slow periods. You're going to have some periods where it picks up, and we're all hoping there's something bigger around the corner, like another Fortnite. Let's go.
Hey, you never know, man.
Counter-Strike 3?
Oh, okay. Too soon.
I'm sorry.
But one thing I was wondering too, and I just thought of this randomly, like, have you ever wanted to get into like streaming or something like that, where like you want to start doing your own personal streams?
Really quick, just so you know, this is an espresso with water. I was going to chug it to start the whole thing, but I forgot to because I didn't want to have to pee during this. I have thought about streaming several times because I did it in high school. It is one of the most difficult things to crack into because just from a time sake, I don't think I could. I would love it, dude. I love the thought of it. I love when I used to do it, like the community that you have, and obviously the financial side seems to have a tremendous upside if you grow a decent sized community. But the time sink that these guys have to put in just to grow to what we see, it is insanely unrewarding until you get to 500 plus concurrents. Like, I don't know
if
how
you even get there.
Yeah. And that is the top 0.01% of streamers. Like, it's an insanely hard job that I could never do. I wish I could. I wish I could stream.
Hey man, maybe one day.
I streamed CS in college. It was some of the funnest stuff ever, to like 100 concurrents. And it was awesome.
Hell yeah. Made
like no money, but it was awesome. And the only money that you did make streaming CS was if you met some very generous people, which I did. But they give you some CS skins or whatever. You just, do some drinking streams. It was never like a ton of money, but $100 here and there when you're in college, you're like, that's crazy for the night. Let's go.
So I want to shift over to back to like your career and everything like that. You know, you've have seen a lot of success and you've achieved a lot of great things. I want to know, like, to you, if I don't know if you ever really have time to reflect on the past and think about everything that you've achieved and accomplished. But what would you say if you had to think, like, what are some of your best achievements that you've accomplished?
Oh man, really solid question. I could tell you do this a lot. Man, uh, I don't think I've ever really thought about it too much because, like I said before, I have a lot more like nervousness and like anxiety about like the future all the time, and like trying to keep the business going. But I think one of the most obvious ones would be first getting to CS News. Like growing a channel first in CS News was one of the funnest things I've ever done, and it was throughout my college years. So I was coming home from all my classes. I scheduled all my classes from like 7 a.m. to noon, and then I would crunch out a CS video every single day for the last 2 years of college. And again, I know this is coming back to money a lot, but I wasn't making a lot of money, but a few $1,000 here and there is insane. It helped me pay off my college tuition eventually. Um, and so that was one, making my CS News channel in college. Like it was so rewarding, so freaking fun. And some of the viewers I had back then, I still know to this day. I think next would be building esports talk. If anyone knows, we covered gaming and streaming news. I was there for I think just over 3 years, and I think by the time I left, I think we surpassed 400,000 subs on YouTube, and it was it was fun until it wasn't. That kind of came burning down, but that was my first ever entrance into officially covering gaming, streaming news, and seeing it be successful, and that kind of set me up for everything else I did. Um, so those two channels for sure. And then I think currently what I'm working on is this media company with me and my buddies. Has just been super rewarding because we've now been in business for 2+ years. We're sustainable, for now. It's always a day-to-day thing, but being able to operate a business with two of my buddies and to sustain in a space that is so volatile has been tremendous. Being able to be lucky enough and fortunate enough to go to esports events, which is what I love at the end of the day, it has been like one of the most rewarding things.
Oh yeah, man. Especially the events. I mean, it doesn't get any better than going to a live Counter-Strike event, man. Holy shit. I love it so
Yeah.
much.
And there are other esports out there. Just saying, Biz. Just
I know I'm a Counter-Strike guy, man. I don't play anything other than Counter-Strike pretty much.
yeah, yeah. No, it definitely it sets you up though, because you go to a CS major and then you go to these other esports events and you're supposed to be hype about them and you're like, this is
What's
good, but
happening? Like Dota 2, League of Legends, I couldn't tell you a fucking thing about any of those games. Not one thing.
I understand League, but that's because I play it. But Dota is, oh my god,
Like,
I have no idea what's going on in that game any point in time.
dude, it's just like clicking and there's just like what's
Yeah,
happening?
it's just like Val. It's just like so many games. If you don't play them, but that's the beauty of Counter Strike. You don't have to play Counter Strike to understand Counter Strike.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what's going on.
Yep, 100%. So, whether it be in esports or anything else, do you have any type of advice for people that want to, get into the same kind of groove that you found yourself in with covering esports or just streaming news or gaming news in general? Do you have any like words of wisdom or advice that you could share for anybody that's watching this that might want to do something like that too?
This advice is growing ever more challenging because the esports and gaming space has become increasingly just really tough to be in. But my first thing I always say is consistency. I mean, I have been doing this for now in total, like from RuneScape to CS to esports in general, like almost 12 years. And I didn't like it was kind of a constant growth. And it was also a lot of pivots involved too. Like you're gonna have to pivot, but as long as you enjoy it and have fun with what you're doing, you really got to pursue that at the end of the day. So consistency is key, but you got to enjoy multiple things in this space. And once you find something, yeah, go balls to the wall, go full gas into that thing. But if that thing starts drying up and you enjoy something else, don't be afraid to say, "Hey, I want to step over here and see what's going on." As long as you truly enjoy it and you kind of express that joy and people can see it, you're gonna find a community who is like, "Oh, I like what this guy or gal is doing. Like, I like what you're doing. I want to follow your journey and kind of continue to see what you're doing." So that'd be my top advice.
Beauty, I love it, man. And the last part of the podcast for the outro, I always like to shine the spotlight over to the guests. I know you just got married, or engaged rather. So mega congrats to that. Very exciting.
Thank you. Did the thing.
And it was successful. That's the big part.
Yeah.
It was successful.
He stuttered a little bit.
So if there's any type of shout outs or, you know, anybody that you want to nod your hat, tip your hat to, or any type of anything at all that you want to promote, whatever it is, have the final words of the show. It's all you.
Well, thank you, Biz. First of all, man, I love what you do. I love that you're touching every corner of Counter-Strike, dude. I keep up with most of your interviews. I love how you're just entangling everywhere in the space. The fact that you're talking to me means you're going to the far, far, far end. So I love what you're doing. Love the spirit. And I'll obviously love to see you at the major. Hope we can see each other again in person.
Absolutely. For longer, too.
Yeah,
Get a beer
for
or
sure.
something.
Yeah, we got to catch a bar or something. But yeah, just follow me over on Jake Sucky if you guys want to see some gaming, esports, streaming news. I also just love covering games in general. So yeah, if not, it's all good. If you guys are a fan of RuneScape, Age of Empires, or Counter-Strike, we can be friends.
That'll do it, boys. Jake Lucky episode has concluded. I'm sure we'll end up having Jake Lucky back on the podcast in the future. I mean, just a cool guy, man. And I'm sure we're going to cross paths out there again one day. But it was really, really cool. You know, like I said at the beginning of the episode, I just remember opening up my phone and, you know, we all see Jake's tweets on Twitter, okay? If you're not following him, if you're following him, you see his tweets, okay? I opened my phone up and I saw someone tagged me or sent me his tweet or something, tagged me in the comments, whatever, and it was Jake Lucky covering the Summit 1G podcast that I did, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. So when the Awesome Major rolled around, you know, we hit him up and we got to talking. We met up very briefly, you know, got a quick little photo with him, and I don't know, man, here we are. Now we just finished the podcast with him. It's just cool shit, man. The it works in really weird, crazy ways, but it's awesome. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week, Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern, every single week. We have a very, very special outro of the year upon us coming up very, very shortly. And I mean, just follow me on Twitter. I'm always posting little teasers and, you know, little things here and there. So if you guys want to know what we're cooking, that's where you go and where you go pay attention. So definitely go check out Jake Lucky on Twitter too. His links are down in the description. And that's gonna be it for today, boys. You guys have a great weekend. We'll catch you next week for a very, very cool episode. And yeah, much love, everybody. Till next time.